Setting up.
Okay.
All right. Okay. Do you want me on this side or that side?
You
Either side. Okay, I'll go this side this morning. Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
We have about 3 things to discuss with you.
About 3 things.
About 3 things, yes.
That means we've thought of 3, but if we think of more as we go along, or forget 1 or 2 of them.
Right, we will let you know. I slept really well last night knowing that you and me and the rest of the people at Royal Charter Mortgage are all totally legit. You know, we've made it all the way through our National Mortgage Licensing System requirements. That means background checks, credit checks, testing for the state, testing for the feds, fingerprints, blood samples. I mean, you name it. They really put us all through the ringer. And why that's important to you.
Why is that important to them?
Because you need to be working with people that meet the new standards, and so David has a convenient website he's going to share with you. And if you're not, you can rest assured if you're working with a Royal Charter Mortgage loan officer, we're all good. We've made the grade, we've made the cut. However, if you're working with somebody else and you
got
need
stuck
to know,
with somebody by accident, we know you would never intentionally pick a
purposely.
loan officer that wasn't with Royal Charter Mortgage. But sometimes your buyer comes in and says, "Hey, I got my cousin, you know, Fred from the Bay Area, and he wants to do this loan for us."
right?
Go to this website, write this down. NMLS. Not quite, Barbara. Close.
Very close.
NMLSconsumeraccess.com.
Yep.
And it will bring up a search box, kind of like when you search for real estate licensees.
Right.
You type in the name of the person or the company, and it will return whether they are approved to do business or not. You have to scroll, once the search answers come up, you click on the name,
Type in their name.
and scroll down a couple, it's right at the bottom of that screen, it will say approved for business or not. If it says no, don't let them do your loan because they won't be able to close it. Lenders are checking, some of them are checking when the loan application is submitted on the loan officer, some are checking at the end just before funding, so maybe they've got another week to get their testing done. It takes more than a week to get through that stuff. So if somebody's not on there, call
Beware.
Royal Charter Mortgage, will rescue your deal.
Yes. Absolutely.
And on the next deal, call us first.
Yes, absolutely.
Like you usually do.
Now, we have a new product rollout too. Fannie Mae has come out with, again, they had it, they took it off the shelf for a long time, now it's back on the shelf again. 3% down payment, conventional loan. And so that's kind of their way of competing again with FHA. It requires a minimum 720 credit score, a maximum 41% debt to income ratio, no gift funds or anything. The down payment, the 3%, has to come from their own documented source of funds. But Fannie Mae is starting to, and you know what's exciting about this is really the first time in a while that we've seen something improve and get better, not tighten up and get
Waiting
worse,
for this
right?
for 3 years for something to improve.
Yeah.
A couple of
So that's great.
neat things about it is that it's very competitive, both interest rate wise and mortgage insurance wise with an FHA loan.
Right.
And it offers something that an FHA loan doesn't offer. If you have a married couple, FHA requires that we run the credit report on both parties,
Right.
which sometimes is a bad thing because that person's got the car loan in their name and it hurts the debt ratio. For a conventional loan, we don't have to run that other credit report, so that may sneak somebody in the door that is otherwise has good qualifications but
Right.
has a spouse with extra debt.
Yeah, yeah. So there are really good opportunities for us to take advantage of this great new program from Fannie Mae. So, you know, let us know. Again, call us up and we'll see if your clients might benefit from this program.
All right, this is where you do the flip, Mike. No, do the anti-flip. Anti-flip.
Like
okay.
that guy on the Jets, you know, I can do one of those handspring
Yeah.
backflip things.
You know, get the flag for showboating or something in the end zone.
Yes.
Okay, flipping, FHA flipping. Well, this is the anti-flipping, suspension of the anti-flipping, extension of the suspension of the anti-flipping
Right.
FHA.
But
Yeah,
you
I don't know. That's what the
Spit it out,
headline
David.
said.
Spit
I'm
it
trying
out.
to say, I'll break it down for you.
Real simple.
Last year, FHA said we'll allow flips on houses that are being turned less than 90 days. Okay, so if you've got a seller came in, or buyer came in, rehab the property, fix it up, and wants to flip it and sell it real quick. In the past, prior to February of last year, you had to do that loan conventionally because FHA would not allow that. They called it a flip. Well, they suspended that rule last year. So for the last 12 months, we've been able to do flips. There are a lot of restrictions. Needs 2 appraisals. The buyer can only pay for one of them. So guess who gets to pay for the other one?
You?
No, it is not your loan officer, but it will either be you or the seller of the property. And I put it on the seller. If they want this property flipped so bad, sold to an FHA buyer, write that in the contract. Seller to pay for second appraisal.
Yep.
Also requires a lender inspection, like a home inspection, but it has to be somebody on the lender's approved roster list and done in their name, and that can be paid for by the buyer. So that's a couple $100 that they'll have to pay for.
Yes.
Price increase cannot be more than 20%.
Right. Markup.
Kind of hurts some of the flips, right? Because some of these people buy it for 50, put in 20, and sell it for 90 or something. Well, they just blew the 20% increase right there.
Yep.
So it's not going to fit everybody, but that rule that was suspended last year is continued to be suspended, which means we can still do the flips on those FHA properties.
Business as usual.
Yes.
Yes, that's what that means.
You could have saved me 2 minutes of talking.
I like hearing you talk, David.
Okay, that's all I've got. You got anything else?
No, I'm done.
Was anybody counting? That was 3 things, by the way. We
Yes.
did it right on the nail.
Have a great day.
I have a question.
Uh-oh.
The Fannie Mae 3% down, is there PMI on that?
Yes,
Yes.
there is.
There is not upfront PMI like FHA has.
Just monthly.
FHA has upfront and monthly PMI. The conventional loan only has the monthly.
Right.
Still, that's exciting.
Still,
Yep.
that's exciting.
And it may be tax deductible, remember last week.
That's right. Go
That's
check your videos that we post. Did anybody look at those videos after we post them? I know Daryl does.
Come on, if we get at least 50 hits, I think Copy Shack gives us $50 or something. No, 200 hits, right?
Yes.
Ooh, but it has to wait. It has to have the Linden Properties logo in the picture. See, there we go.
Okay, perfect.
What? Like
We
there's
got it.
something on the backside of that?
No, down
Is that
here.
what
There's
you're
this
thinking?
right here.
On the front of the
Deep.
Oh.
Thank
Anyway,
you. Have a
thanks a
great
lot.
week.
Hey, Michael, is it worth mentioning what me and you were talking about the last couple of days on this occupancy letter?
Yeah.
I mean, that's maybe a way to put a deal together or two.
Yeah.
Or do we want to talk about that?
Let's save that for next week.
Next week?
Yeah.
Oh, the camera's rolling. This is a cliffhanger.
Unless you want to.
No, if you want, I don't care. It's up to
Okay,
you.
just real briefly. We have a transaction where we have a buyer on a purchase, owner occupied, that just recently also were contacted by their mortgage servicing company on the home they currently own, and they were offered this great deal to do a streamline refi, lower their rate and their payment. Well, they did it, not knowing that they were signing an owner-occupied loan on their current residence, and then sometime very shortly thereafter entering into a purchase agreement to buy a new owner-occupied home with a new owner-occupied loan. Well, the lender who we were working with on the purchase found the other loan and said, hey, wait a minute, you can't have 2 owner-occupied loans at the same time. We're not going to do your purchase loan. You can buy this house as an investment property, but you've got to put 20% down. They didn't have it, so we were kind of stuck in the mud. Possible solution. They were actually able to write a letter, a hardship letter, to their current home's mortgage servicing company that they had just recently refinanced with an owner-occupied loan, and they were able to successfully get a release of occupancy, a waiver of their occupancy on that loan, which we just received, and now it's being forwarded to the new lender. We're kind of taking it back out and reevaluating it to see now if we can move forward with the owner-occupied purchase mortgage. So next week, hopefully, we'll have the conclusion to the story. But it was a real creative idea, a very interesting idea that the borrowers were successful in getting, and so that might be an interesting option if you have people in that scenario where maybe they've refinanced or bought a home with an owner-occupied mortgage within the last 12 months, and for whatever reason, and in this case there were some mitigating factors. It just wasn't well, I decided I wanted to get a new home. There were some issues that justified it. They wrote a good explanation letter. They got this waiver of occupancy, and so this might be an avenue that we can leverage a little bit on your end. If you have people in a similar situation, see me, and maybe there's some hope and something that we can do to help them out. Okay? So there you go.
And you know what? I'll add one other thing to this. Through his connections and being in this business for as long as he has, was the way he was able to come up with this idea and put it together for these people. So, see the man. He's got the experience to take care of your clients.
Thanks.
David does too.
David does.
Well, David, I don't.
It's too late, Greg. Too late.
Did you get that on tape?
Yeah, but I did. I got that on tape.
All right,
All right, thank you.